Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. We're on the second segment of honoring our veterans from the Vergas area, and I am with Dick Quam and Bob Manilow, Pete Faincanel, and Gary Stinson. Thanks for joining me today, gentlemen. And last week we talked to Alwyn Martinson, Leonard Hillstrom, and Rodney Hansen, and talked to them a little bit about what Veterans Day was about. We talked to them about when they served and where they served, and I want to do the same thing with these gentlemen today. As I said last week, I'm just really humbled to be able to be in the presence of people who have sacrificed, going overseas, sacrificed leaving their homes and doing it all to help keep our country safe. And so I think we're going to start out up here. I'm going to give the microphone over to Dick Quam. And Dick, if you'll just tell me a little bit about where you served and what Veterans Day means to you, and I need you to hold it right up against your mouth.
Well, I went in 1953, and I took my basics in Washington. I did not go to Korea. They figured they needed soldiers in Germany, so I was sent over there, where I spent a year and a half. I was working with a panel bridge company, an engineer, and we supplied these bridges for the combat engineers to construct, to set them up. These were panels, what they call a panel bridge. And then they also had the pontoon bridges that they'd push up to put across these smaller rivers and stuff to get across on. I guess that was my main job. I was kind of mechanic, so when we was going out, I was usually the last truck in the line.
Okay, and next we have Bob Manilow. Bob,
I'm Bob Manilow. I got drafted in 1952, went to Camp Roberts, California for infantry basic training, 16 weeks, 7 days home and over. I joined the 24th Infantry Division, 34th Regiment, Company I, and then we went straight to Korea. And when we went over, we was assigned to, the last 6 months was a prison guard at Jeju-do Island, where they kept the hardcore prisoners. That's one thing that irritates me, the government, and talking about how rough our prisoners are treated, especially at Guantanamo prisoners. We only had to work 2 days a week, got food. They was the hardcore prisoners, so we had to watch them pretty close. You take them out, they didn't trust each other. They took everything they owned with them. But anyway, that's my pet peeve about that. I attained the rank of staff sergeant. I enjoyed the comradeship with the other fellows who we was in with. Everybody took care of each other. I think that the people around here appreciate the veterans, and we appreciate them.
Thank you, Bob. Now we're on to a different era. Okay.
Hi, my name is Pete Faincanel. I'm from Vergas also. I joined the Navy in 1966, and as a hospital corpsman, I came out as a petty officer, second class, as E5. I was stationed inland about 6 miles from Da Nang, in a place called Happy Valley. And we went on patrols about twice a week, and then we also did med caps twice a week, where we went and did clinics in the villages for the civilian populace. We were there during the Tet Offensive, if anybody ever heard of that, but it was a time when it got a lot tenser, and we also had a lot more patrols to go on. I got out in November of '69. Some of my most memorable things was when I was in hospital corps school in San Diego. We were honorary people to go to what do you call it? Anyway, it was the showing of Lieutenant Robinson Crusoe, USN, And behind us were the Gabors and the Van Dykes, and I got to meet Walt Disney. So shortly after that, he died, so I felt very honored that way. And also, after being in Vietnam for about 12 months, and I got to go to R&R in Sydney, Australia. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
My name is Gary Gunstenson, and I was in the Navy. I joined in 1966 and got out in 1970. During my tour on aboard ship, I got orders to Special Forces with the River Patrol Division in Vietnam. I spent some time there. And came home with a hole in my leg.
So when we talk about sacrifices, this is what we're talking about. Yeah. Pete, what does Veterans Day mean to you?
Well, Veterans Day to me receives its most honor when somebody, and it's happened several times, where they've come up and just personally thanked me for what we've done. And it does. It's very heartwarming, and it really makes you feel appreciated.
And then what does it mean to you then, Gary?
Very much the same. I had that happen to me one time. We were going out to South Dakota to the monuments, and the person at the at the gate noticed my license plate, and they said, "Thank you." That was just overwhelming.
Dick, what does Veterans Day mean to you?
Well, it's a time to be thankful that we're still here, and for the people that served before us, and after, and I can truthfully say after me, because the Vietnam situation was there afterwards. But I feel honored, and I do appreciate a lot of the people that honor their flags by holding their hand or the cap over their heart. This is something that I've noticed that some people have neglected to do, and it is discouraging for me to see that. It makes me want to double my fist.
When you think of the sacrifices. And I'm just disappointed we have no more time left, because I just so appreciate, and I do just want to say thank you. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you, and next time you see a veteran, be sure and thank them. Have a good day in Vergas.